forces between the Allied nations and Germany in World War I, then known as the Great War, that went into effect on the 11th month of the 11th day of the 11th hour. For that reason, November 11, 1918 was generally regarded as the end of the war to end all wars, World War I. November 11th became a federal holiday in the United States in 1938. Veterans Day continued to be observed on November 11th, regardless of what day of the week it falls. The date helped focus the attention on the important purpose of Veterans Day. This ceremony is intended to honor American veterans for their patriotism, their love of country, and their willingness to serve and sacrifice for the common good. A veteran, whether active duty, discharged, retired, reserved, is someone who at one point in his life wrote a blank check payable to the United States of America for the amount of up to and including his life. A good soldier is ready to shed his blood, sweat, and tears for the cause of freedom. Let their sacrifice for this country inspire us to even higher things. We should be very thankful for the service of our veterans. Our country and the freedom we sometimes take for granted were won by and constantly protected by the veterans of the armed forces. Now I'd like to ask Al Corina, President of Morris Park Kiwanis, and Eddie Ligorio, an American Legion, to raise the flag, accompanied by the Maritime Color Guards and the Star Sea Cadets Color Guards.
Ready. Colors. Ready. Good.
Now, Jillian is going to be singing our national anthem. Jillian?
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red alert, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Now I'd like to ask veteran Joe Thompson, President of 49 Council, and Al D'Angelo, President of the Morris Park, to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic
for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. I'd like to ask Father John Knapp, pastor of Our Lady of Assumption, to lead us in invocation.
We, of course, remember all our veterans, but especially those who gave the last true measure of devotion. Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. In verdant pastures he gives me repose. Beside restful waters he leads me, he refreshes my soul. He guides me in right paths for his name's sake. And even though I walk in the dark valley, I fear no evil, for you're at my side, with your rod and your staff that give me courage. You spread the table before me in the sight of my foes. You anoint my head with oil, my cup overflows. Only goodness and kindness follow me all the days of my life. I shall dwell in the house of the Lord for years to come.
Wow.
And together we say, Amen.
Thank you, Father.
Right. Faith. Oh, word.
I'd like to call on Assemblyman Mark Jonai, our new counselor.
Good morning.
Good morning.
On this cold day, it warms the heart to see so many of us come out and recognize all veterans. Not only the veterans who served, but we have to remember that with every veteran, their families serve. Their spouses, their children, their siblings, the entire community serves with each and every one of our veterans. And when they return home, if they're fortunate to return, they may not be in the same condition as when they left. It's for this community and the extended family to come together to be there for those veterans and remember the sacrifices that they've made. Thank you, and God bless you, and God bless America, and God bless each and every veteran and their family.
Thank you. Our state senator, Jeff Klein.
Thank you very, very much. First, I want to thank Silvio and really everyone involved of keeping this very important memory alive. You know, I remember many, many years ago when the late Rudy Messina dedicated this square. And I think each and every one of us, whether it's Flag Day, Memorial Day, Veterans Day, should always remember and never forget. It was once said that the freedoms that we enjoy and the coinage used to purchase those freedoms are the lives and limbs of America's veterans. Well, that's something that we should always remember and never forget. And it becomes, I believe, an ongoing education process. But even more than that, we also have to remember and do everything we can as a community, and of course myself as an elected official, to help those returning veterans. I'm very proud of the fact that for the second year in a row, I was able to establish a Veterans Court here in Bronx County. The purpose of that court is to help returning veterans who may have some drug problems, allowing them to assimilate back into society with a good job. And that leads me to the other program that we kicked off with the Bronx Chamber of Commerce. Our Bronx Hire program has a special program just for veterans. And I'm very proud of the fact that over the last several years, we have gotten hundreds of jobs for returning veterans. Because when we see that the unemployment rate among veterans who are returning is something like 25%, I think we're failing them as a nation. And I think it's up to us to remember and never forget that we have to do everything possible to make sure that they have a job and thank them properly for serving their country. So again, I want to thank you. We have many ceremonies over this weekend, and we have to make sure to attend and recognize each and every one, because I think we always have to remember a very simple truth. We have to always remember our veterans and never forget. Thank you all very much.
I'd like to call up Tommy Messina, representing Congressman Carlin.
Thank you, Silvio. As Senator Klein said, Silvio deserves to be recognized every Memorial Day, every Veterans Day he's out here. And this is something that we should never forget. Our young kids, we should make sure it becomes incumbent on us as parents and grandparents to make sure they know that this day is not a day of shopping or a day off from school. It's a day of remembrance. And for all the vets that have given so much. And for this flag to always be honored and respected, because so much has been given up for, like, to respect that we don't sometimes take for granted. So I want to just wish you all a great day. God bless you all. God bless America. God bless Morris Park. Thank you, Silvio. Thank you for all you do.
Thank you, Tom. Captain Thomas Alp, Commander of the 49th.
Good morning. I wrote down some words because words have meaning, and then on this day, you deserve the very best words, so I didn't want to miss out on anything. One, when Silvio called me and asked me to speak at this event, I was humbly honored to speak, and I wouldn't have missed it. So I thank you. Today is the day we honor our service members, remember their sacrifices they made, and remember the courage it takes to defend honor, duty, and country. In particular, I want to acknowledge and give thanks to the 24 members of the 49 Precinct who are active or former members of the United States military service. One of which is Pio Mariano, who's currently overseas in Ukraine. Exceptional officer. The veterans, like the police, share fundamental qualities: courage, pride, determination, selflessness, dedication, duty, integrity, all qualities needed to serve a cause larger than oneself. Our debt to these heroes can never be repaid, but our gratitude and respect must last forever. Veterans have given us freedom, security, in the greatest nation on earth. It's impossible to put a price on that. Our gathering today may be small, but it's a small spark in the flame of pride that burns across this nation today. Again, it's an honor to be with you today, with the men and women who have sacrificed it all for our freedoms. God bless you, your families. God bless America. Thank you.
Veteran Anthony Vitaliano, Chairman of Board 11.
Thank you, Silvio. I want to say, I got to give this man credit. I call him the Mazzella Publications. If it wasn't for Silvio, this wouldn't happen. And you know, Silvio, you once told me a story, and I remember when you came back to Nam, they were spitting at us, spitting at you, okay? But today, guess what they're saying? Thank you for your service. Thank God for that. They finally seen the light, that if it wasn't for people going to war and, you know, and keeping us safe over here, and that's what it amounts to. And Silvio, I'm going to say thank you for your service, and God bless America. And I wish you people look at a movie, We Were Soldiers. We Were Soldiers, 2002, Mel Gibson. Every time that movie comes on, I cry, because it talks about the beginning of the Nam War. They went into a valley, a battalion against 4,000 Northern Vietnamese veterans. It was a sad war, but the movie, beside war, it showed at home what the wives were doing. That was the sad part. They were going around notifying that their husbands were dead or something like that. Very sad movie, but watch it. It's a good movie. And Silvio, thank you for your service, and thank everybody here for being here to honor us. And thank you. Thank you.
I got to tell you that, and this wasn't part of the plan, but since you mentioned Vietnam, the NFL actually brought those feelings back.
Yeah.
Okay, and it really upset me. So, anyway, I'd like to call up veteran Earl Maynard, American Legion. Earl?
Thank you. I hope this mic works fine. I'm not used
New
to
mic.
using mics.
You can see it's working.
Is it working? Okay, good. My name is Jerome Leonard. I'm the commander for Post 19, John Fraser Bryan, who is home at Morris Park Community Association, which I thank them very much for giving us a permanent home to be. All veterans share common experiences, and each one of them has a unique experience that they have endured. I want to talk to you a little bit about what Eleanor Roosevelt said in 1942. I'm going to paraphrase this. She said, "Today, some soldier died for me to have freedom, security, and the type of life that we have here today." She went on to say, "I hope that I am worthy of that man's sacrifice." So I'd like you to all think about what that means. Somebody to look, can I earn the respect of that man? And she hoped that that soldier also believed that his sacrifice was worthy of the people he left behind. So with that, thank you very much. And join the American Legion. We have many posts here that are very active, and we do a lot of very good community works here. Thank you.
I'd like to call up veteran Gene DeFrancis from the American Legion and also president of the Allington Merchant Association.
Thank you, Silvio, for putting this all together. And I want to thank everybody for coming out. As a veteran, it's always good to see the Allerton and Morris Park community come together here where we meet and honor the men and women that gave to us. But more importantly, I think it's appropriate that, and not coincidental, that Veterans Day also follows our election day. And I want to encourage everybody to remember, you hold our men and women in the armed service, their lives in your hands by your decisions, and being active politically, socially, and in the community. You elect the men and women that decide that our siblings at arms go to war. So keep that in mind. And we're always, this is my 19th year anniversary when I signed on the dotted line, and I would do it again, because I believe in this country and I believe in my neighbors and the men and women here. So I want to say how much I love you, how much I love Allerton, and on behalf of Allerton community, thank you. Thank you for everything that you've given me, my neighbors, and the men and women that served. Thank you.
Thank you. I'd like to call veteran Joe Thompson, 49 Precinct President.
Thank you, Silvio. I thought I only had to do the pledge. Now I find I have to do work. Being a veteran of both the police department and the military, I'm not crying. My nose is running. So if you're taking a picture, don't take a picture this way. Joe Thompson was over there and he was crying and he couldn't stop.
He couldn't do it.
No, we're being a veteran of both the police department and the military. And I told Silvio the other day that the most important thing that we've got is our country. Our differences are there, our political differences are there, but the biggest thing that we have is the United States of America. And that's symbolized by our flag. So the most important thing that I would like to say is always respect this flag, respect what it means. That's the way to say thank you, not only to the veterans, but to the people that are doing the work out here to make this a better country. Thank you very much. God bless America.
I'm going to ask Joseph Rondo, veteran, Marine. Happy birthday, by the way.
I want to thank everybody for coming out today. My father was a veteran. He was a United States Marine. My whole family